Think of it as less than, which I know is not a word, but it's less than. Because your answer is going to be an and.
Amen.
Yeah. Again? Why?
Why? They don't want us to do that.
All right, try this again. Less than. So when you have a less than, your answers are going to look like this. X can be between one number and another number. Okay? So when it gets to number line drawing, your number line's not going to be that. But it's going to be like in between. It's going to look in between. Right? If it's a greater than, I want you to think great or. Great or than. Because it's an or situation. Just like it says right here. So what does that mean on a number line? It means you're going to have, they're going to go different directions. So you can always kind of double check your work based on the original equation and your number line. Are you shading correctly for that type of equation? Are we okay? So let's try. I'm just going to jump to the end class stuff. Look at that. Absolute value of x minus 7 over 4 is greater than the 2. Yeah? Okay. So when it's a greater, that means I'm going to have two equations to get rid of the absolute value. So I'm going to, x minus 7 over 4 is greater than or equal to 2, positive 2. And then the other one is going to be less than or equal to a negative 2. Okay? Remember the or picture, it goes two different directions, right? So you go two different directions. So if this was greater than negative 2, this would be less than. It's always the opposite. Like start with what you have and then flip it on the other one. Okie doke?
Yes.
Now, just take them as individual equations. What would you do to solve this? Multiply everything by 4 to get rid of the fraction, right? When I do that, I get x minus 7 is greater than or equal to 8. Then I add 7. X is greater than or equal to 15. Or, on the other side, I'm going to start with the same step. I'm going to multiply by 4. So I get x minus 7 is less than or equal to negative 8. Add 7. X is less than or equal to negative 1.
So you always switch the signs first, and at the very beginning.
Switch the signs, the inequality, and the sign from positive to negative or negative to positive, whatever it is. Okay? Now we go to that number line thing, right? So let's look at this. I have negative 1 and I have 15. What kind of circles? How do you know? Yeah. It's the or equal to's, right? I got you. I know what you're saying. And we know from our patterns they should go opposite directions, right? Check yourself, though. X is greater than or equal to 15, so greater than would go this way. X is less than or equal to negative 1, so it's going to go this way. Does it go opposite directions? Yuppers. We're in the right ballpark. Then I do interval notation, so I'm going to go read it from left to right. Negative infinity, remember this is pointing to negative infinity, this is pointing to positive infinity, right? Negative infinity to negative 1, bracket, and then it jumps over to 15 with a bracket, because it can equal 15, to positive infinity. Can we live with that?
Yes.
That's how we're going to handle a greater than question. No? Did you say no?
Did you just say question?
No, I said that's how we're going to handle a greater than question.
Oh.
And I thought you said nope. I was like, okay, so.
Disregard.
Please disregard. All right, let's look at number 2. This is a less than question. Now, notice real quick on number 1, we started with an absolute value isolated, right? What's different over here?
It's not isolated.
Not isolated. So what do we have to do? We have to isolate the absolute value. So get rid of anything added or multiplied appropriately. So in this case, we got to divide both sides by 3 first. So 5 minus 4x is less than 6. Yeah? If it's a less than, remember it's less than. So it's going to set up something like that. And so I'm going to take the absolute value part, put it in the middle, and then add the left side. Is that okay? If it's a less than, you're going to put it in this format with the positive version of the number here and the negative version of the number here. It has to go in order, least to greatest. Yeah, we good? And now we're back to exactly what you did yesterday. So let's solve this. What do I need to do first? Good. Subtract 5 from all the parts. So now I have negative 11 is less than negative 4 is less than 1. Ooh, yikes. I have to divide by negative 4.
What's the sign?
Yeah. So if I flip the signs, now it doesn't look like this anymore, does it? But how can we fix it? If we just take that whole thing and flip it, because now, here's the problem. It doesn't go from least to greatest anymore, does it? It's like reading backwards. It hurts my eyes. Can't do it. You want it to go least to greatest, so all you had to do to fix that is move this over, but this is good. The sign's going to switch back. This moved over here, this moved over here, and that enables me to switch my inequalities back in the correct order. Do I have to do that every single time? No. When do you have to worry about that? That's what I'm asking. Anytime you just have to, anytime you divide by negative, that's when you have to do that. Well, it gets real confusing on yourself if you don't, because we don't read it correctly. Because this is hard to read. This is saying x is less than 11/4 and x is greater than negative 1/4. Instead of saying x is between. So on my number line, I have negative 1/4, positive 11/4. Open or close circles? Opens. And it's a between. X is between, so I shade between. Yeah. So interval notation.
Negative 1/4, 11/4 parentheses.
With parentheses. Yep. Got it?
Got it.
Can we do them? That is your job today, is to do these absolute value inequalities. You do have some delta math practice to do. Don't stress out if you don't get them done. I'm hoping you can at least get the practice part of it done today, the paper practice. And